Thank you for logging on to the PawCast for the week of Monday, September 12th through Friday the 16th. Hello, I'm Mr. Andrews, and it's time for some Pawville news. In math this week, we are going to be continuing using multiplication patterns to help us define products, except our twist Monday is going to be using multiplication patterns with decimal numbers and how to move the decimal based on our exponent or the number of zeros in our base 10 number. On Tuesday, we'll apply that knowledge to division patterns and how to place a decimal in decimal numbers as well. Look for a quiz to begin maybe on Wednesday, probably on Thursday. We'll see. My target date is for a quiz on Wednesday, and that is going to be testing all of the knowledge that we have in our journals so far up until Tuesday's lesson. So students, you need to be preparing for that. And parents, they already know that to learn something more than once or to learn it even better means they need to be able to share the knowledge they get at school with someone at home. So whether that's a kid brother, sister, the wall, a dog, or even especially a parent who will give them some face time and give them a chance to explain, I learned this and this is how it works. In science or math or social studies, would be awesome. So quiz coming up probably on Wednesday or Thursday of this week in math. In science, we're going to continue developing our knowledge of weather and climate. We've been working with clouds, and we've talked about 3 of the common types of clouds in the sky and locating them based on their appearance and also the type of precipitation we would expect. Again, parents, give your child a chance to be able to explain those and really challenge them to be able to do that with you. We're going to develop that knowledge into thunderheads. And how does a cumulus cloud develop into a thunderhead? What's really happening inside of that cloud? How do we get the various types of precipitation from thunderstorms, lightning, thunder? We're going to talk and develop that understanding this week. Also, we're going to talk about how things can affect weather globally and here in North Carolina. How do the geographical features of our state influence weather? And we're also going to talk about the different ways we can predict weather because we would know about cold fronts, warm fronts, stationary fronts, cold and warm air masses. What does all that really mean? Low pressure, high pressure, and how would that help a weather scientist or a meteorologist to be able to predict weather? In social studies this week, oh, by the way, science test coming up pretty soon, so be sure that you're studying that science journal each and every night. Now, social studies. We've been developing Pawville, the country. We have a flag in our classroom country now. Here's what the flag looks like, by the way. And congratulations on our flag drawing winner. Classmates voted on that today. And so we have a Pawville 21 flag. Looks great. I think you would agree with that. But we're also comparing that to the United States as we build our classroom country. And last week we spent some time with Democrats, Republicans, and some of the fundamental beliefs of both parties. And we're going to talk about what it means to be a cat party member and a dog party member, the 2 political parties in Pawville. It has nothing to do with whether you prefer cats or dogs. So students, you'll be assigned to being a dog or a cat party member based on how your perception of school is. So we'll do that, talk about the election process this coming week, and we'll have a voter registration in Pawville. So lots of fun going on with that. In ELA, or English Language Arts, we are continuing to use evidence from the text to support our response or our feeling about something that's going on within that text. Parents, I want to also appeal to you this week on the PawCast. I know it's been written in emails and on our announcements last week, but I really hope that you'll be able to commit to at least one parent showing up at our parent night Tuesday night here in Pawville. Our lights just went off in the classroom, and that's okay. This is like the 4th time I've tried to do the PawCast, and I'm not going to let it interrupt at this time. So Tuesday night, 6 o'clock is our PTA meeting. And that'll be happening at 6. 6:35, we're going to begin our first parent night session in our classroom. And if you're not able to make that because you have another child in our school, I totally get that. At 7:10, we'll do the same thing all over again in our classroom. So 7:10 until about 7:40. At the end of each one of those sessions, the parents that are a part of that session will be signing up for our first semester parent-teacher conferences. I like to have a parent-teacher conference in about the middle portion of each semester. We can meet more often than that, but at least 2 times I feel like the team needs to get together, me, you, and the student. So we'll have conference sign-up times after each of those sessions on Tuesday night. So just another reason why I'm hoping that you'll be a part of our Tuesday evening. And then the cherry on top of it all is at 7:40, 7:45-ish, we are going to move down to the cafeteria in our school, and we're going to have our first Washington, D.C. information meeting. And it's just going to provide you with an opportunity to understand what's our field trip like, what is the cost. If you would love to be a chaperone, we'd love for you to entertain that idea, and we'll talk about what goes into that process. If you're concerned about cost, we have a fundraising idea that we'll pitch to you, and you can try that if you'd like as well.
Mr. Andrews, he's in the U.S., he's at a capital. Oh, which one will we learn about this week?
And now, where in the United States is Mr. Andrews? Here are the clues. You can see the state capitol behind me. It's a very large state capitol building, one of the larger ones that I've seen as I've traveled around the United States. The first of the clues is, or I guess now the second of the clues, now that you know it's a really large state capitol building, is that this state was the first to require license plates on cars. It's also the first state in the United States that had a railroad. 11 miles of railroad track in this state. The first railroad in the United States found here. One of the 7 wonders of the world is found in this state. And it is the first state capital of the United States. One of the cities in this state was the United States' first capital. George Washington was actually sworn in there as President of the United States. So you got plenty of clues. Now it's time for you to put down the state name, the state's capital. Your mom and dad need to sign this bonus answer. That proves to me that they took the time to watch all 6 or 7 minutes of this PawCast too, and your name, so you can get credit.
Where is Mr. Andrews? He's in the U.S., he's at a capital. Oh, which one will we learn about this week?
Let's all have a great week together, and let's all get the big paw.